Hi everyone, Carol and Kristen here with Luminous Ministries, and what is coming up in just a day or two here, Kristen, but Valentine's Day. So we felt like we can't miss the opportunity to talk about love, because we're all about the beloved and all about promoting and encouraging people to delve into their relationship with God. So today we're going to do a post on ways to love, to better love the beloved. And so I'm excited about thinking about new and different ways to always grow that relationship with God, and to really lean in and just envelop the love of God. So Kristen, what is one way that you think would be kind of a unique and creative way to just love the beloved?
Well, I think one that we talk about quite a bit, but maybe other people don't talk about as much, but that's reading the mystics. And they are people who had these deeply intimate relationships with God, and a lot of them journaled about it. And so they journaled what God said to them, what they said to God. And so I think it can really help and be an example of like how real you can be with God, because, I remember one specific mystic was saying to God, like, you had help on the way to Calvary and I don't even have anyone to help me, and I'm carrying these really heavy bags and I just don't think I'm going to make it. And in that exact moment, as she's saying this prayer, a man just came out of nowhere and helped her carry her bags. And you just see how real they were with God, and how real God is with us, and how he's so present and listening, and just some of the beautiful ways that he communicated about how he wants to be communicated with, which is, make it a family chat, make it heartwarming. And so,
Boy, we are really on
Did you write that down? I wonder why you started laughing.
So I started laughing because you said that. It might interest you to know that we don't really share what we know what the topic is, and then we just kind of chat. And so I don't really know what Kristen's going to say, and she doesn't know what I'm going to say. And my very first thought when I was thinking about the beloved was that I've been working at being more aware of the mystical experiences in my own life. So when you went into that, the realm of the mystical, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Of all the ways that we could, better tap into the love of the beloved, and you come right out with the mystical portion.
Well, I just think it's something in our Catholic tradition that I just don't think we talk about a lot.
We do not.
And it's unfortunate because, like I said, a lot of them are saints, and a lot of them have journals that they wrote this stuff down.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And stuff that is just so inspirational. And quite frankly, when I am really searching for depthfulness, I will very oftentimes go to one of the mystics. And we kind of had a different approach, because you were talking about the mystics and how they were so real with the beloved.
Well, and I think it helps you to know that, like, this is how real I can be with God.
Right. And so for me, I took a little bit of a different twist in that I was focusing on being more aware of the mystical experiences that God is allowing in my life. How is he loving me? How is he loving me via these mystical experiences? And so I've been doing a lot of cross-country skiing because we finally have some snow, and I've been skiing almost daily. And the other day I went out at literally 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was very dark. I've never been out in the dark by myself cross-country skiing. And I had the flashlight headband thing on, and that was good because it gave me some light, but it was a very different experience than cross-country skiing in the light.
Right.
And so I thought, this is a great, both in the light or in the darkness, I thought to myself, I want to tap into the mystical, because here I am out in nature, alone, in the dark, with God. And that felt like such a mystical experience to me. And it's a great way to start your day. Just to say, it's just you and me, Lord. It's just you and me. You've got my total attention. I am appreciating your beautiful nature. I am so grateful that my body works well enough to be able to, cross-country ski. And, I'm just grateful that I'm alive, that I'm awake, that I'm out here, that I can enjoy this beautiful earth that you gave us. And so, so here we are. We've got the mystics and mystical experiences. That's great. So these are ways that you can, again, better love the beloved, and especially as we're entering into Valentine's Day, and it's all about love, the theme of love. We're here talking about how can we better enter into that relationship of love with the greatest lover of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, who out there is a better lover than Jesus Christ himself? So so what's another one of your ideas?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what she's going to say, and I really don't. So that's what, this is as exciting for me as it is for maybe for you, because
we
just
never
know what's going to be said.
So I guess tip number 3, and this is kind of interesting, because this is going back old school, but I have been reading the Baltimore Catechism.
Okay.
And that's funny, because we talk about, even when, we do so much ministry together, and not just our ministry, but we also do youth ministry together. Yeah. And sometimes we will talk about a topic, and I'll be like, well, I learned that there's only 3 of those. And Mom will say, well, I learned there's 4. And it just goes back to, at different times in the church's history, they maybe categorize things a little bit differently. Yeah. And so it's kind of funny, because that's even skipping back to the generation before you, the Baltimore Catechism. Yeah. But what I love about the Baltimore Catechism is it's a lot of Q&A, and they're very quick and concise. Yeah. Yeah. And so in a lot of ways, I just think it is so much... It's really doable. It's very bite-sized. But something that it was talking about when I was reading it yesterday was your morning ritual, and how it had a very specific set, but they were really short. They were morning prayers. Mm-hmm. And it said, wake up in the morning, say good morning to God, tell him how much you love him, and immediately get on your knees and pray. And it was like 3, short but neat morning prayers. And I just thought, that's so beautiful. And I don't know about anyone else out there, but sometimes posture can really help me to love God. Yeah. And I'm one of those people where I do like to be on my knees. Obviously, we want to be talking to the beloved 24/7. Yeah. But I think sometimes our different postures can help us to really enter into that relationship more. And so I thought, you know what? I want to kind of make that part of my daily habit, is wake up, make my bed, get on my knees, say a prayer. Because I think that would just take it to another level of helping me to enter into this relationship. And like we've said, maybe this doesn't work for you, but this was just something that I thought, that might really help me.
Well, and what a great way to start your day. I too like to start the first hour of my day with the Lord, and just having that quiet time, because it is quiet first thing in the morning. And in most households, that's a quiet time of the day, early in the morning, late at night. So maybe that's another option for some of you out there. But the habit, one of the habits that I like to get into is just saying, good morning, Lord. Mm-hmm. Good morning. Just to be aware of him. Good morning. And then I like to say...
And St. Mother Teresa of Calcutta told people to do that.
Oh, really?
That it's a game changer in her life, that every day, just wake up and say good morning to God, and see how different your day is.
That's great. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. So I like to say, good morning, Lord. And then I'll say, I love you. I love you. And thank you for loving me. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do today? What are we going to get done today for your kingdom? And then I'll just pose that question, and then I try to, at that point, offer my day up to God, and, try to do whatever I can to be my best self, which is a constant challenge, I might add. So, well, good. That's excellent. And you went back into that Baltimore Catechism.
Well, it just so happened that I got back into the Baltimore Catechism, and like I said, if you want to check it out, very easy Q&A format.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Very good. Well, one of my ideas is to just have dates with God. Just have dates. Mm-hmm. And whether it just be something as simple as a coffee date, tea, or hot chocolate. I don't drink coffee, so it'd be scary if I were on coffee, I think. But hot chocolate, tea, whatever, or just taking a walk with Jesus is a date with him. Whatever you like to do it with Jesus. Mm-hmm. And actually be intentional and deliberate. We use those words a lot, but there's such good words.
Right.
There's such good words, because if we aren't intentional about growing our relationship, then it's really not going to grow. It's the same as any other relationship, whether it's with your spouse, your children, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. If you want to have a better relationship with someone, you need to spend time with them. So I like to think about cozying up with Jesus on this date. So maybe you go into a cozy little coffee shop. Maybe you just cozy up on your couch. If you have a fireplace, you can start a fire. And sometimes I even put a picture of Jesus out in front of me, because it helps me to, feel his presence more keenly, and also helps me to stay focused on why I'm there. I'm having this date with Jesus. And then I like to do something that I don't know that you've ever thought to do this, but I like to ask him questions that I've never asked him before, and then imagine what his answers might be. And sometimes it's just a simple question like, what were the foods that you most like to eat when you walked the earth? I mean, what were the things? Was it nuts? Was it a particular fruit?
I like to think it's the Mediterranean diet, lots of grape leaves.
Oh,
tabbouleh.
Yeah, amen. That sounds wonderful, Kristen.
I'm
My
making
mouth is
myself hungry.
watering. But, just any question that you might ask anyone who you want to have an intimate relationship with. Yeah. I think that we need to get more in the practice of asking other people questions about themselves. But, because when you do that, you really advance the relationship. And so it's not all about you. So, you learn things. You learn really cool things about people. So if we're going to do that with other people to build a relationship, why wouldn't we do it with Jesus? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't we ask him questions? And then you might be surprised because you might say, well, he's not going to answer you back. Well, you might be surprised how he might answer you back. Whenever I ask him a question, I have thoughts after I ask the question. And I like to think that those thoughts were inspired by God himself. Mm-hmm. So, so my second one is just, or my another idea was to just have dates with Jesus, cozy up, make yourself comfortable, enjoy him. Mm-hmm. He's such a gift, such a gift. Mm-hmm. So enjoy him. So we're each doing 3 here. So Kristen, what's your third
my third,
endearing yourself to God?
It's you kind of touched on it in terms of making him more concrete, and so I've really been trying to think about how to bring him more so into my home, as in when I'm looking around my home, what is it that's pointing me in the direction of God and making me think of the beloved. And so my husband and I got a holy water font and we put it in the middle of our house. And that was funny too because we were trying to figure out where to put it, and so I'm
laughing about something else because I had a holy water experience.
Carol is just a giggler over here.
No, and you know what? They did get this holy water font, and it is so beautiful. I love your holy water font. It's gorgeous.
Well,
really pretty.
So, did you want to tell your story? Do you want me to keep going?
No, you can keep going. I don't want to interrupt.
No, that's okay. So, so we decided to put it in the middle of our house because we thought, do we put it at the front door, like right when you walk in? But then we said, no, we want it to be where we're going to see it. And so then recently, we mentioned this in our snowman cake video. So if you haven't checked that out, you should definitely go watch it. But we talked about the fact that I'm commissioning Mom to make me a piece of artwork that's going to hang in our dining room, and she's going to be great. But it's Jesus multiplying the loaves is the picture. And so, like having a crucifix in your home or having a cross in your home, what are these visual reminders? Because I think so many of us are very visual people. And so, what is something that you can, a lot of people like home decor, how can you make your home decor point you toward the beloved? What is it? Is it a painting? Is it a cross? Is there a quote that you love? A lot of people love to have quotes in their home. What is it that's going to remind you of Jesus and of connecting with him and in growing in love with him?
We really are very much on the same plane here today, because my last thing goes along very, very, very well with that thought. But going back to the holy water, before I forget. Mm-hmm. So I had an experience with holy water this morning because I like to bless myself with holy water as frequently as possible for all the good reasons that you would. A reminder of my baptism, to ward away sin and temptation. And, I just know that holy water can do so many wonderful things for you. So I've been really frustrated lately because it seems like, I just don't know if our house is really dry right now or what, but every time I fill my holy water fonts, it's like in a day or two, they seem to the holy water has evaporated so quickly. So now I have this little container of holy water that has the lid and it's not going to evaporate. And I just doused myself with it this morning, and I was like, you know what, Satan, you are not going to keep me from using my holy water by drying out my holy water font. But anyhow, I am a real fond believer of holy water. I love holy water fonts, and so I love that your idea there. But she was talking about, things that really focus your thinking and bring you ever closer to your beloved. And my third thing was acts, as in not acts, A-X, but A-C-T-S, acts of endearment, I'll call them. And so I was thinking, you know, what do you, when you really love someone, you like to do things for them. You like to make them feel special. And so I was thinking, why wouldn't you do the same thing for Jesus? And, you know, so if you would write someone a heartwarming letter, why wouldn't you write Jesus a letter? He's a real person. He's very much alive. He's very much in your space with you all the time. So how flattered would he be to have you actually sit down at your table and write him a letter? You know, how often have you ever done that or even thought to do that? How often have you thought to make him a meal? Like you may make a special meal and you say, Lord, you know what? I'm going to make you a meal. I'm going to make you a meal. And then I'm going to make this a very holy experience, and I'm going to maybe share it with someone who you know could really use a nice warm meal, or just some camaraderie, or just you know, an extra special, you know, thought that, you know, to know that somebody else thought of them. But you know, there's so many things out there that we can you know, you love to sing, and you write music, and you know, so something Kristen might do is write a song, a love song to Jesus, and to just...
Well, and it's interesting that you say that too. Absolutely, you could write one, but I also think there's so many love songs out there that if you listen to them and you think about either Jesus singing them to you or you singing them to Jesus, and they're not even necessarily Catholic or Christian in any way, shape, or form, but it's amazing how many songs you can do that with, and it's so sweet, and it's so beautiful, and it can be that experience of, here's a song on the radio and I'm imagining Jesus singing it to me, because he does love me so deeply like that.
Exactly,
So
exactly. Even in the Mass, I think about, I've tried to make myself very aware of his presence. So in terms of acts of endearment in the Mass, I will oftentimes have my hand out for him to hold, or I'll lean my head into him as if, you know, just lying my head on his shoulder. And oftentimes I will also kind of visualize him standing right beside of me, or maybe right behind me, where I can actually hear him moving, feel his breath, you know, just making, as I would other people who are around me, making him very real, because he is real. He is real. And, you know, we're going to get to meet him in person someday, so wouldn't it be nice to already have that relationship very established? I want that relationship to be established. And so, you know, these are just 6 ways that you might grow closer to the beloved. And what a better use of your time during the season of Valentine's Day, this season of love. So again, we thank you for viewing us today, and we ask you to, if you have other ideas on how you want to grow closer to the beloved, we always invite you to share in our comment section. But may you have a truly blessed Valentine's Day, and may you have just an ever-growing beloved relationship with the beloved. God bless, and have a happy Valentine's Day.